Tonight on KSL Outdoors.
Oh, there's a walleye.
We check nets on Starvation with the DWR, and we'll introduce you to the sport of spearfishing. Plus, we'll show you a new machine every outdoorsman should have.
I'm Adam Eakle, and this is KSL Outdoors.
KSL Outdoors with Adam Eakle is brought to you by your local Ford stores.
Hey, welcome to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle and Tanya Kiefer. How you doing?
It's been a while.
Someone had a kid.
Had a baby.
Hey, we came to Starvation Reservoir today, and the Division of Wildlife is here.
Division of Wildlife's here. We're putting a lot of efforts into Starvation Reservoir. Natalie Bourne is checking a lot of the conditions of the walleye plus the rainbow trout, and so we have nets set, and we're going to check and see, what we have projected for the next few years.
Good deal. And we're going to go try and hook and line some fish, and then something I'm not too excited about. I'm going to put a wetsuit on. We're going to introduce you to something totally new. We're going to go spearfishing. Let's do it.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
This is actually a new netting that we're doing this spring. We're just preparing for future walleye egg takes that we do here at Starvation in conjunction with what we do at Willard Bay. So 2 spawning locations now. This is a backup. So recon work today is what we're doing.
Oh, there's a walleye. Sweet. Big one.
Last year we had a hard time at Willard Bay. The weather was terrible. We just didn't get our quota for walleye fry. So now we're moving into this new phase where we're here at Starvation in the early spring, checking fish for ripeness, kind of counting males and females, and then just refining our gear, making sure that we can actually capture these fish when we need them.
So 630 millimeters, right about 25 inches. A nice Starvation walleye. One of the things we're checking for today, because this is going to be part of our walleye spawning operations, so we need to check to see if these fish are ripe or green. Most likely they're going to be green, but it's pretty easy. We just massage the belly and it's pretty firm, and she's not spewing any eggs, so she's still green and it's still pretty tight in that belly. So we're just going to do a stomach content next, and then we're going to send her back on her way. We want to know what these guys are eating for our bioenergetics model that we're working on with USU. And it's looking and feeling pretty empty. Yeah. So it's likely she didn't have anything in her stomach.
Starvation has an abundant population of walleye.
There's a fish.
Back in September, we caught a lot of 10 to 14-inch fish.
We saw that in our fall walleye mix settings as well.
Lots and lots and lots of these little fish in here right now.
There's a big group coming through of 2- and 3-year-old fish. And those 2- and 3-year-old fish are anywhere between 12 and 15 inches, maybe 16 right now. They're pretty much off the charts. We haven't had a bump like that in our data sets for several years. June is a great time to come out and catch walleye here.
Dinner.
Take home your limit of small walleye. It will be healthy for the fishery. There's a lot of mouths to feed in here right now, and we're also trying to establish some new forage in here. So it's kind of a critical time. We need
there's a fish.
a few of these walleye, the small ones at least, gone out of here, and it fits our regulation perfectly. You've got 10 fish limit here with 1/24.
In the last few years, biologists have introduced black crappie and kokanee to supplement the other forage fish in the reservoir, the yellow perch. Natalie says the perch is the only fish struggling at Starvation because everything targets them, from fish to fishermen.
The pressure here for rainbows has been up in the past few years, so there's going to be more harvest, but we're still stocking. Last year was the first year that we cut back just a few rainbows to try to get our forage base back up, because we do know that rainbows eat perch, and we're trying to get this perch cycle to come back up.
So if you come to Starvation, keep your limit of small walleye. For rainbows, you can cast cranks from shore or try trolling my favorite lure.
That's kind of been our go-to, just a Rapala and perch, and I've used that here for years. And those rainbows, just like the walleye, the smallmouth, and the browns will eat the perch. So Old Rapala works good.
Try fishing in Salratus, Rabbit Gulch, or Indian Bay.
Oh, he's still jumping.
Nice, we got him. Fish on. On the Rapala, huh? I'm guessing a rainbow. Nice fatty. Good looking fish. Boy, they're healthy. Doing good on the smoker. Get her on the Camp Chef pellet grill tonight. Let's get her in the dead well.
Coming up, we try our hand at spearfishing at Starvation, but first, this week's climate quiz question. Starvation Reservoir and the state park is fast becoming a favorite for both the angler and those wanting a quiet, close getaway for a camping trip. The dam was completed in 1970 by the Bureau of Reclamation, which created the 3,500 surface acre reservoir as part of the Central Utah Water Project. Our climate quiz question is, what year did Starvation become a state park? Now, once you know the year, log on to our KSL Outdoors Facebook page, give us the correct answer. We'll then randomly select and announce a winner on our page the following week. The winner set to walk away with a Climate Static V sleeping pad. KSL Outdoors, powered by Ford. We'll be right back to Starvation.
KSL Outdoors is also brought to you by Smith & Edwards, Fish Tech Outfitters, Utah State Parks, Burt Brothers, Climate, King's Camo, and Camp Chef.
Hey, welcome back to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle. Well, as we alluded to earlier in the show, we're going to try something I've never done before, and that was spearfishing. Jake Lords?
Yeah.
Dude, you called me up a couple months ago, and I said, sure, let's go. Never done it before, but I wanted to wait till the summer, and you said, no, March is perfect.
Yeah, there's the fish are rising, ready to go out and shoot them.
They're in shallow?
Yep, so we can, right here we got the brown trouts that we can go shoot, smallmouth bass.
Yeah, small, we're going to look for some small walleye.
Yep.
And rainbows.
Yeah, so let's go get after it.
I need to put this wetsuit on.
You do.
Here comes nothing.
There's no way I could be paid enough to get in there right now.
Wintertime.
Honestly, I feel warm.
I bet you do.
Let's go do this.
Spearfishing is a fishing method used by man for thousands of years. The sport has gained traction in Utah the past few years, and Jake picked it up 5 years ago.
How do you feel?
It's cool.
A little cold?
No, it's not too bad.
Hanging out with the buddies down in Lake Powell, shooting carp with a pole spear, and 4 or 5 years ago lived out in Hawaii and got into it really heavily, and then I ended up shooting the world record smallmouth bass this last October out in East Canyon Reservoir.
This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy. A lot of people are fishermen, but this is just it's almost like hunting, I guess.
Yeah, so I mean, all my friends fish, they all hunt, and I decided to kind of mix both and do hunting underwater. I think it's a sport that is easy to get into, and it doesn't take a lot of commitment as far as getting out and just doing it yourself.
Oh my gosh, that's cold. Oh, cow. I'm not gonna last long.
Spear fishermen have had a bad rap with some anglers, mostly because it's believed they target only big fish, and there's obviously no catch and release.
Oh, it's freezing.
Spearfishers must abide by the daily and possession limits just like the hook and line angler must. There are also restrictions on what types of fish they can target at most waters. At 9 fisheries, spearfishers are not allowed to target bass from April 1st through June 23rd. Starvation is one of the fisheries where bass are protected during the spawn.
Carp's really big. We've got a pretty healthy population of carp up here that we'd really like some help dealing with. If anyone's into spearfishing, it's pretty awesome for carp. Also, there's definitely people coming up for bass and rainbows as well.
I saw one little trout and I just couldn't get a shot at it. It's a little deep for me.
We weren't able to shoot any fish today. The video we showed you was from earlier trips. It's a whole other world under the water, and the sport is much harder than I thought. For more information on regulations to spearfish, check out the DWR's website at wildlife.utah.gov. Time to check out this week's fishing report with the guys back at Fish Tech.
You ever wonder what you can do to make your fishing trip better? Hi, I'm Mike Cooper with Fish Tech Outfitters Tip of the Week. Before you leave to go out on the water is to color your jig heads. You can get a regular lead jig, heat it over at a small flame for about 10 seconds, dip it in some of this powdered paint, knock it off, and you've colored a nice jig. Another option you have is to buy silver spoons, copper spoons, or even brass spoons and dip them in your favorite powder-coated paint. Another thing we have is lure tape. You can take this lure tape, attach it to any of these spoons, and change the color of one of the spoons. We have markers that you can put on your spoons or your jigs that have scent in them. For you fly fishermen, we've got markers you can use on the water to change the color of your fly. Sometimes just keeping a Sharpie with you will allow you to change colors. One of the neat things and really noticeable things you can do when you're out on the water is carry with you some dip. We have dips that you can dip your soft plastics in to give them a UV coating and coloring. This is 2 tube jigs. One has been dipped and one hasn't. You can see how powerful the UV comes out on the one on the left versus the one on the right. For this tip and any other tips you may have, come on down to Fish Tech and we'll help you out. Now for this week's fishing line.
Welcome back to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle. Well, we moved from Starvation to Strawberry for a little late season ice fishing trip. You know, this time of year, you got to get away from the crowds. We're here at Strawberry Bay Marina. This place has been pounded here out in front of the lodge. So we're going to get away, and we got the perfect thing to do it. It's called a snow dog.
It's basically a motorized dog sled. We're going to use them today to ice fish, but you can use them for, duck hunting, for hauling out your big game animals, all sorts of different things.
It's like a motor on top of a track of a sled.
Exactly, yep. It's a small V-twin gas motor that is on top of a small snowmobile track.
How fast do they go?
About 20 miles an hour.
And how much will they pull?
About 1,500 pounds or so, depending on what you're pulling them across, yeah.
So just gas and lean or turn it, just kind of twist it. Oh, wow.
The Snow Dog is an affordable alternative to a snowmobile or all-terrain vehicle. The machine is tailored to hunters, trappers, ice fishermen, and other outdoor enthusiasts.
That's fun, actually. Pretty slick. I'm surprised how much power it has and how well it's doing on the strawberry slush.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see today, like I said, we took it out a couple days ago and we didn't have hardly half this. I mean, there was not this much slush, and now we've got quite a bit on top, and it handled it like no problem for sure.
So it's got a mud flap to keep you from getting spray, and an LED light, so if you're coming out in the dark.
Absolutely. Everything's all accessible from the handlebar, so everything's super convenient.
If you're an avid ice fisherman,
this is the way to go, for sure.
I mean, a lot cheaper to sled buying a snowmobile.
Absolutely. The maintenance on them is a lot less than a snowmobile, even weight-wise. I mean, this thing's about 300 pounds. I mean, an average guy can grab this and move it around by himself, load in the back of a pickup truck. Don't need a necessary trailer. Exactly.
All right, let's go fishing.
Let's do it.
Last holes of the year.
Fishing this time of year can be tough. The fish have seen a lot of presentations, and the bite tends to be pretty soft.
There he is. I got him.
You got him. You got my fish. Yeah. I only missed him like 3 times.
I hope it's a monster too.
I do too. Oh no, but it'll be still a good one.
That's all right.
He's looking at it. There he is.
Got him.
He's up shallow. No, it's a cut. So we marked a lot of fish on the bottom and they weren't feeding. This guy was up at around 8 feet. And that's why having a flasher or some kind of fish finder is important. That way you can see those fish that were actively up feeding. Yeah, you won't like that guy, huh? Oh, it's good stuff. Let's put him back. There he goes.
We got here just before dark, and as the sun went down, the bite picked up.
Here we go. Fish on.
Nice. Little rainbow? Nope, little cutty.
In all, we caught about a dozen fish and had a great night on the ice, knowing that all we had to do was fire up the snow dogs. We were back at our trucks in mere minutes.
I'll be honest, guys, I wasn't sure what to expect, and I was impressed.
Yeah, they go good even in the slush.
Yeah, 1,000 pounds worth of gear with Travis on the back, and you guys were doing, I was on that snowmobile, you were doing about 18 miles an hour.
Yeah, and it took us right up the ramp and everything, so
yeah,
they do well.
If people want to maybe look to invest in something like this for ice fishing or hunting, how do they get a hold of you guys?
Give us a call at Backwater Performance. Our number is 385-695-3807. Talk to Travis or Corbin, and it'll get you set up.
Hey, we'll have more here in a moment, but first, down a different trail in tonight's Utah Field Guide.
Keep going. Is he still on?
The kokanee salmon, a landlocked relative of the sockeye salmon, can be a tricky species to catch in Utah, but they're beautiful, abundant, fun to hook into, and great to grill. Flaming Gorge and Strawberry Reservoirs have long been Utah's most popular places to catch a koke. But now, anglers can also target these tasty fish at Fish Lake, Jordanelle, and Starvation Reservoirs. Fish Lake was stocked with kokanee in 2015 and Jordanelle and Starvation the year after. Catchable cokes can now be caught at all 3 fisheries.
This feels like a coke.
To help you catch a kokanee, the Division of Wildlife Resources is teaming up with our buddy Jared Johnson with Rocky Mountain Anglers and the Blue Ribbon Fisheries Council to offer a free seminar on how to best catch these elusive, delicious fish. The seminar is going to be held April 9th at 7 p.m. at the Utah Department of Natural Resources headquarters on North Temple and Redwood Road. You'll learn what's happening with Utah's kokanee fisheries, how to catch them, and the equipment you'll need. Pre-registration is required. So for more info, check out our Outdoors calendar page on our Outdoors website at ksltv.com.
That's what you do when your dog's too lazy to pull a sled out on the ice. You put him on the sled and drag him out here. Luckily for Remington, the weather's been pretty nice. It's not too cold. Let's find out that recreation forecast now by turning it over to the guys and gals back in the weather department. Hey, welcome back to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle. You know, a few weeks ago, my buddy Wade here from Three Bear Lodge and I were here at the International Sportsman's Expo giving away a trip. We got all the raffle, all the entries in right here. 4 days, 3 nights, both in winter and summer for a family to go and come and enjoy a great time up in West Yellowstone and Yellowstone National Park.
That's right. Let's get them up there, have them enjoy it.
All
It's
right.
a backyard to Utah.
It is. It really is. Just a short 4-hour drive up. Go ahead and dig deep, pick a winner at. Boy, that is stuff. I'll bet we got 4,000 or 5,000 entries in there. What do you got?
How about Denise Kearney?
From Saratoga Springs, Utah. Congratulations. And we also had a drawing for our Ultimate Camp Chef Outdoor Kitchen. We've got the Pro 60 with all the accessories and their brand new Camp Chef Smoke Pellet Grill, their SG unit. Check them out with the sear box. This is quite a prize. We're gonna dig in deep. Get one name, what do we got? David Melling from Spanish Fork, Utah. David, congratulations. And don't forget, if you want to win one of these products, you can always enter into our snapshot contest and win a prize and get a chance at a smoke pellet grill as well. Hey, now time to turn it over to you for the best of the week, our snapshot of the week.
We kick it off with 11-year-old Corbin on his best day ever. This is Corbin and his dad Yancey after a successful goose hunt. Hunting from layout blinds, the group of 3 shot 9 geese. Corbin claims it was his best day ever. Wes has been bound and determined to catch a nice lake trout at Fish Lake for quite some time and hasn't had much luck. On his last ice fishing trip of the year, he and his wife were just about to take an afternoon nap when this 5.5-pound laker came calling. Wes says catching the fish was like waking up on Christmas morning. Jeff Palmer hired a guide, and it paid off. Check out this giant brown trout that Jeff shows off after catching it in Lake Michigan. Jeff says it was a blast of a fishing trip. This is Roy Hampton with his Llewellyn setter, Panda, showing off 4 hard-earned chuckers. Roy says this year's chucker hunt was tough. Not a lot of birds in the hills, but with a good dog like Panda, they always seem to find a few. Casey snapped this beautiful photo of the sunrise coming up over the Logan Mountains while on a goose hunt. Casey says this is just another reason why he hunts. Only being outside, Casey says, can one truly appreciate the beauty that surrounds us. But our winner tonight set a new record for himself. This is Rocky Betty showing off one of his personal best 8 lake trout he caught in one day. 6 of those max were over 15 pounds, with the biggest topping the scale at 23 pounds. That's a great day on the ice, Rocky, by anyone's standards. And your picture impressed our judges as well, as you just won our Snapshot of the Week. Remember, submit your pictures or video plus an explanation of your latest outdoor adventures online at ksltv.com. The winner each week wins a new Camp Chef portable barbecue grill. Great for any outdoor cooking. Plus, the winner is also entered into our Ford Trucks quarterly Facebook giveaway for a Camp Chef pellet grill.
Build your outdoor kitchen with Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors.
Well, Jake, that was a fun day. We didn't slay the fish, we didn't shoot any fish, but we still caught some fish, and just nice to get out in the spring, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Got some nice rainbows.
Whoa, big old thick starvation steelhead right there. Gonna make great fillets. And you know, as you saw in the nets, there was a lot of fish, a lot of rainbows, some beautiful walleye. And don't forget, when you come out, keep a lot of those 10 to 14-inch walleye. We did the story last year. There is a bunch of them. Cool. Hey, I'm Adam Eakle, KSL Outdoors, reminding you out with your family and friends. Make some memories outdoors. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.